Hey, good morning. I have a thought that I want to share today. It's actually from a book that I recently read called The Post-Quarantine Church. And the book title basically gives it all away. It's talking about where do we go from here? We just had COVID and we're still kind of dealing with the effects of that. Some churches are still even not meeting in different states. But, it really brought back to a fundamental thing we need to do as a church, and that's prayer. So I want to read this excerpt to you. It says, shortly before the persecution scattered the church beyond Jerusalem, the early leaders dealt with a ministry challenge. Now that ministry challenge was the distribution of food to widows and orphans, and really it threatened the unity of the church. And the reason why is because those of Hebraic origin, they argued that the Greek-speaking believers were getting favored treatment. And so they brought it to leadership, and this is one of those issues where they could have really given in to the tyranny of the urgent. I mean, this was an important situation, but what they did instead was they delegated. They appointed 7 well-respected people to deal with the ministry issue and address the festering division. The reason they gave for not stepping in themselves was the need to maintain their focus on the proper priorities. It says in the Word of God, then we apostles can spend our time in prayer and teaching the Word. But did you catch that? The leaders of the first church had 2 priorities. Preaching the gospel is very important. As a mandate, we're supposed to go and preach the gospel to all nations, make disciples. But the other priority that goes right along in preaching and teaching is prayer. Prayer is so important. What are you praying for today? I'd love to know in the comments below. We'll talk soon.